What is a mind-blowing fact about humans that you know? Doctors will press on the glans penis with one finger in the anus. Because if you press on the glans, the sphincter of the anus will contract. This means that the reflexes are still alive. Sometimes this method is used to check for bone marrow damage after an accident. It is also used to make a screenshot. As a rule, during a kidney transplant, the old kidneys are not removed from the body. They remain inside after the operation. In the Netherlands, there is a gentleman who holds the world record for the number of kidneys in the body. He has 7 of them. Some people experience orgasm during nipple piercing. A person creates about 180 kilograms of poop per year. If a pregnant woman dies, the child can be forced out of her body by the accumulation of gases in the body. This is called a coffin birth. At archaeological excavations, such cases are often misinterpreted as the death of a woman in labor. Permanent teeth. Babies are under the eyes for some time while waiting for eruption. 80% of office workers tend to slouch after a few minutes of sitting. Human stomach acid is so corrosive that it can eat away at most metals. However, we are protected because our intestines are lined with mucus. Even men have a genetically determined breast size, but most will never know what it is. I'm pretty sure I'm AD, but it's not certain because I keep getting thrown out of the Victoria's Secret store. Lazarus sign or Lazarus reflex. This is a reflex movement in patients with a dead brain or absence of a brainstem that makes them raise their arms for a moment and put them crossed over their chest. The liver can recover on its own. Even if 75% of the tissue is damaged or removed, it will recover to its original size. Your eyes have a separate immune system. If your body notices atypical bacteria there, it can attack your eye trying to kill them. Sometimes it can be so serious that you can lose your vision. The first cells that develop in the human embryo eventually become the anus. There was a time when you were just an asshole. Around 57% of all time off taken by employees in the UK is due to depression, anxiety, or stress. Absenteeism for the same reasons costs employers £24 billion a year. Sterling per year. In the US, a staggering 83% of workers suffer from work-related stress. This costs American businesses approximately $300 billion a year in lost productivity. Among the most common causes are toxic work environments and too much workload. Employers do not take into account the need to maintain a balance between home and work, lack of support, low growth potential, and low salaries. More guys than you can imagine are strangling the goose in the bathrooms and toilets at work. If you want to increase your chances of orgasm, make love in socks. This applies to women, mostly. If you want to increase your chances of having sex with me, take off and throw away your stinky socks. The body senses the difference between masturbation and intimacy with another person. You can masturbate all day long and never experience a real orgasm until you have sex with another person. Seriously, the human body releases different chemicals during orgasm with a partner and during masturbation. There are many studies on sexual exhaustion and the effects of intimacy on the brain. Your esophagus may burst from vomiting or coughing, and then you will drown in your own blood. It's almost 100% fatal. I recently lost a friend to this. Humans are responsible for more human killings than any other species on the planet. We are walking fermentation tanks controlled by trillions of bacteria that can molecularly influence our thinking to produce food for themselves. Inside the cuticle on your fingers, where the nail starts to grow, there are stem cells. If you chop off your fingertip, but the cuticle and these stem cells remain intact, the fingertip will slowly grow back. In addition, the new skin will not have an imprint like the rest of your fingers. From 1 to 3% of the human body is occupied by bacteria. An 80-kilogram adult can have 25 kilograms of bacteria in their body. The amygdala, the part of the brain that senses arousal and the part that recognizes feet, can sometimes overlap. That's why food fetishes are so common compared to other perversions. A bite from a person that deeply damages the skin always ends in an infection. 1/3 of the movement infections are caused by human bites. Women smell differently during ovulation. Their body releases a pheromone that men can smell. It tells them that a woman is now most fertile. This period usually lasts about 48 hours. Scientists found this out after men smelled women's clothes. Some of these clothes were worn by women who were ovulating. The men said that the clothes of ovulating women smelled more attractive. Some tumors can grow teeth or hair. Some can even grow a whole face with eyes, nose, and veins. A large percentage of people have intestinal parasites and probably do not know about it. A human head remains alive for about 30 seconds after decapitation. Therefore, depending on the endurance, decapitation can be either a quick or a slow death. Humans are striped. The stripes are visible only in the ultraviolet spectrum, so cats can distinguish us by our stripes. But we ourselves cannot see them with the naked eye. These are called flat lines. If you put your hand on a table or flat surface and curl your middle finger, you can lift all your fingers except the ring finger. Technically, there are more foreign cells, bacteria, and fungi in your colon than there are actual human cells in your entire body. People with lactose intolerance can digest lactose, but instead of doing so with the enzyme lactase, it is digested by the microbiome of the large intestine. The only problem is that the bacteria create byproducts in the form of gas, diarrhea, and other fun things. When boys become too fat, the layer of fat around the penis can become thicker than the length of the penis. When this happens, it becomes difficult for the child to reach his penis and keep it clean and dry. Then the surgeon makes an incision and releases the tendons at the base of the penis in hopes of stretching it a little further beyond the bundles of fat. Childhood obesity also lowers testosterone levels. This means that boys take longer to go through puberty and have smaller penises. Female anatomy is a well-established anatomy for humans. It only changes after the male chromosome is activated and forces the reproductive organs to come out. Do you see the suture on your scrotum? Yes, that's where your labia merge to create the scrotum for your former ovaries. And your penis is a giant clitoris. The organ is addictive because of the brain's dopamine release. The Romans used urine to rinse their mouths. Thanks to the ammonia in urine, teeth did not turn yellow. The pituitary gland looks like a small scrotum. There are worms that can live in your eyes. You know that strange feeling you get when you see something cute. You want to bite, squeeze, pinch. It's called playful aggression, and when you experience it, you essentially feel the urge to destroy everything you think is cute so that it stops being cute. Humans are cruel creatures. God gave men a penis and a brain, but unfortunately not enough blood supply to make them work at the same time. Robin Williams. Friends, thank you for watching. In the comments below the video, write what brain fact about humans you know. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. See you soon.